Stop targeting potential customers like it's 1970. I'm Kurt from Type with a message from right here in 2023. Now we get this all the time. A client wants to do a mailing to everyone in zip code ABC. We ask, why that zip code? And the common answer is something like, well, that's where the rich people live, or, well, that's where old people are, or that's where the expensive homes happen to be, or whatever. There's almost never any geographic reason to stick just to that zip code. Well, back in 1970, this was close to the only way to get a targeted mailing list. But over here in 2023, like it or not, big data knows just about everything about everyone. And when you add the predictive power of artificial intelligence to a data set with thousands of data points, the predictive capacity is astounding. I mean, not only do we know what you bought in the past, we can accurately predict what you're likely to buy in the future. So instead of just using your guesses about people based on the neighborhood in which they happen to live, you can target them by actual specific criteria. So if you need to reach rich people, say, just define what rich is in your context and tell your direct mail provider that. Like, well, what's the ideal household income range? The value of homes, their net worth, the credit score, available home equity. Do they own a luxury automobile? And these are just the tip of the iceberg for this kind of thing. Now, have you heard of propensity modeling? It's the love child of big data and AI. Everyone has a propensity to do or not to do a certain thing, like buy a particular car or start smoking cigarettes, play slot machines, or join a gym, for example. For pretty much any product or service, there exists a propensity model, a score of 1 to 100, where 1 means absolutely, this person is going to buy that, to 100, which means no way, no how. So if I'm selling gym memberships, say, rather than picking a zip code where I think, based on the median age and income of residents, they'd be good prospects, like we had to do in 1970, how about I target people with a health and fitness propensity score of 1 to 10 out of 100, just the top 10%. Now, as long as they're within a few miles of my gym, do I really care what zip code they live in? So how does big data deliver that? Well, think about it. It knows what websites you visited, which pages on that website, and how much time you spent on each. It knows if you have a fitness app like Strava, and likely how many miles you walk, run, or ride in a month. It knows if you wear a fitness device like a Fitbit or an Oura Ring. It knows if you are now or have ever been a member of a gym. It knows what automobile you have and which automobiles are preferred by people with gym memberships. It knows how old you are and the age of most people who join gyms. It knows how much money you can afford to spend. It knows you bought running shoes last week, and on and on and on and on. Thousands of data points. It's not 1970. It's 2023, so act like it. You don't have to be an expert in this stuff. You just have to know one. And if you're watching this, turns out you do. I'm Kurt from Type, and I wish you success.